Look at the tail of the tape. Roman, 29 years old, 5'5", a 68-inch reach. And you see how similar the numbers are for the young.
Rounds of boxing scheduled for the unified WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight Championships of the world. Introducing first, the challenger, fighting out of the red corner, standing with his head trainer, Joel Diaz. He wears silver with black trim. He scaled 121.4 pounds. This Southpaw 2016 Olympic bronze medalist now boasts a perfect professional record. 7 fights, 7 victories, 6 of them coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Indio, California, by way of Namangan, Uzbekistan. Here is the skilled and highly regarded WBA #1 ranked super bantamweight contender, MURODJON, MJ AXMADALIYV. And his opponent across the ring, the defending. He stands with his head trainer, Eddie Gonzalez. He wears the red, white, and blue. He scaled already 121.6 pounds. His professional record, 27 victories, 2 defeats, 1 draw. He's got 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Los Angeles, California, and tonight, appearing in his 6th world title contest, introducing the reigning, defending, unified WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight Champion of the world, Danny, the baby-faced assassin, Roman.
Okay, guys, go get him.
Fighter. Anything below here, I'm going to call. Okay? Keep them clean. You got your instructions in the dressing room. Listen to my commands at all times. Keep your hands up at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Any questions? Any questions? Touch them up. Good luck. One.
The first fight
2,
of our main card,
3,
a unification title fight. The WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight titles on the line as Danny Roman looks to defend his belts against MJ AXMADALIYV.
Stay back. Mouthpiece in. Mouthpiece.
Start of round number 1. AXMADALIYV in the white and black trunks. Danny Roman in the white, red, and blue.
You know, I asked a member of AXMADALIYV's team early this evening what they were worried about with Danny Roman, and they said Danny Roman needs a miracle. So there's a lot of confidence coming out of AXMADALIYV's camp.
AXMADALIYV with incredible power, and something his trainer Joel Diaz touted to us yesterday, the power in both of AXMADALIYV's hands as well as the elusiveness.
Power and athleticism. He punches in different angles, which is very difficult to do. It takes athletic ability and, of course, natural brute power, and he has it in both hands.
And Roman's camp admitted that in his early days of training camp, there were certain things they had to do a little differently as he recovered from the shoulder injury, and a big left hand there from AXMADALIYV.
Well, under ideal circumstances, I think this is a questionable fight for Roman to take for all the business reasons we named earlier, but it was only a 6-week camp, Sergio. And for a fight like this, I would think you'd want a longer one, and you want to be completely healthy for it.
That was a surprising move by Roman, not only the short camp, but coming off an injury to take such a tough fight like this. But that just shows the greatness that Roman has. He wants to prove that he's the best one at 122. Good shot there by AXMADALIYV.
AXMADALIYV said he believes Roman is the 122-pounder that deserves the most respect in the world.
You know, there's a feeling amongst Roman's team they may have to survive a storm early on, but their goal is to take this fight to later rounds, a place that AXMADALIYV really hasn't gone. Only 1 fight past 6 rounds, so that's where Danny Roman feels he has a big advantage.
And when I asked AXMADALIYV if that's a concern, I asked Joel Diaz the same thing. They said, no, more experience is not really a concern for us because AXMADALIYV has that amateur pedigree and background from the Olympics. He's fought every style.
AXMADALIYV, a bronze medalist in 2016, out of Uzbekistan.
Sneaky left uppercut by Roman. That's one of his best punches is the uppercuts. They're really sneaky shots. He doesn't really pull back his elbow to get leverage or power. It's just a short shot, but it does much damage.
Roman coming off that war and victory against TJ Dahani. Sergio Mora called his fight of the year in 2019. Start of round number 2, the WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight title on the line here in Miami, Florida. An awesome atmosphere, Super Bowl weekend. Big left hand there from AXMADALIYV. Stabbing with the right jab. One of the things that Danny Roman's trainer Eddie Gonzalez made sure to point out was the success that Roman has had against southpaws in his career.
Yeah, this is his third southpaw in 6 fights. Back-to-back southpaws for Daniel Roman. And for boxers, usually we try to do everything to avoid a southpaw, but not Daniel Roman. Good body shot by AXMADALIYV. Catching Roman coming in.
Oh, and AXMADALIYV nearly lost his footing as Roman then goes to the body.
You know, both these guys are excellent body punchers. It's a big part of their respective attacks. If you remember the fight against Dahani, Danny Roman hurt it badly with a body shot in the later stage of that fight that really made the difference in that contest.
Both fighters were hurt, but Dahani went down, bleeding from his mouth. I mean, it was just a courageous performance on his part and another unification, but Roman proved that he's one of the best in this division.
A career-long layoff, 279 days for Daniel Roman. Big left hand there from AXMADALIYV.
You can see how heavy AXMADALIYV's punches are right there. Not only is he elusive, but he has those heavy hands, and it comes from any angle. It's very difficult to prepare for that. Good body shot right there. Caught AXMADALIYV coming in.
A right hand from Roman. Well, as much as we've talked about being surprised Roman took this fight, AXMADALIYV said he was not because he knows Roman is a warrior.
So when it comes to boxing and the sweet science, we know that speed beats power, but timing and technique beats speed. And right now, Roman, he's hoping to catch the faster AXMADALIYV, the strong AXMADALIYV coming in with the timing.
Big combination there from AXMADALIYV. If you're wondering why we were asking about Roman's decision to take this fight, you can already see it just with the power of AXMADALIYV.
Not only that, but he's the favorite in this fight, AXMADALIYV, with only 7 fights, this being his 8th.
Now, if you talk to most people in boxing, they believe AXMADALIYV is the real deal.
7-0, 6 knockouts to begin his career, 25 years old.
Trainer in his corner, Joel Diaz, he gave him the perfect instructions.
Start of the 3rd round. Danny Roman and MJ AXMADALIYV. The WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight title on the line. Roman said he was expecting AXMADALIYV to try and take him out in the early rounds. Chris, how you scoring this thus far?
Yeah, I've got it 2 rounds to none for AXMADALIYV. I thought the first round was close, but I thought the second a pretty clear round for AXMADALIYV. As Sergio pointed earlier, speed is a big difference there. Roman's going to have to get busier and maybe be a little more of a bully in the ring.
Notice how AXMADALIYV, and this is the amateur pedigree in him. Anytime he gets near the ropes or the perimeter of the ring, he gets right back in the middle of the ring. That's exactly what a successful amateur is doing. If they could bring it into the professional ranks, that's ring generalship at its best. Keep the fight in the middle of the ring.
You know, Sergio, I make fun of the belts a lot, you know, on these broadcasts and in everyday life. But, you know, when I asked Danny Roman why he's taking this fight, he talked about that title. And it took him 7 years to get a world title eliminator, to win a world title fight. He wants to hold on to it. It means a lot to him, so he's willing to risk it in this type of fight.
He even said, look, it took me 7 or 8 years to get an elimination bout. How did MJ get here this quickly?
Well, rankings are known to be manipulated.
Yeah, Roman told us who has MJ beaten to get this opportunity. But here he is wanting to become a unified champion in his 8th fight. Just incredible on his part, how gifted he is, AXMADALIYV.
Flurries exchanged in the center of the ring here in round number 3.
Both fighters landing good body shots, fighting at their strength. You know, Danny Roman, he's looking to counter with good technique and timing. And of course, MJ AXMADALIYV looking to get an angle on him, being elusive with that power.
Roman going to the body of AXMADALIYV. Roman missed 8 weeks with a shoulder injury, and because of that had the abbreviated 6-week camp that Chris Mannix was telling you about.
That sneaky uppercut there by Daniel Roman.
Start of round number 4. One of the interesting perspectives shared by AXMADALIYV was saying how he's excited, but he's not overexcited. And he feels like other young prospects getting a chance like this wouldn't quite know how to have that right level of excitement for this opportunity.
Expect this fight to pick up in this round. They want more combinations out of Daniel Roman, and of course we know that AXMADALIYV is always looking for the knockout.
Yeah, you're seeing it right away, Sergio. Increased activity early in this 4th round.
Yeah, Sergio, to your earlier point, it does look like Roman's trying to time something there, but AXMADALIYV is so fast and he's so elusive. He gets out of there quickly when he throws those combinations.
And that's what makes him special. If he was a little bit more flat-footed doing all that, a fighter like Roman would time him. I mean, he's too good. He's a champion. He knows how to catch him off guard. But AXMADALIYV is not giving him that chance. He's elusive in there. He's strong, and you have to respect that.
Roman missing with that uppercut. AXMADALIYV able to dive out of the way after he landed the left. And again, AXMADALIYV evades. Roman tries to punch through the mitts. None of that landing for Danny Roman.
Good stabbing jab there by MJ. Roman putting on the pressure now that he's doing exactly what they wanted him to do. Start putting pressure on him, backing him up, throw some combinations. Nothing landing cleanly, but at least Roman is following instructions.
You can see a little pizzazz in the swinging shoulders there of AXMADALIYV, who is known for his dancing. His body shots there from Roman. As AXMADALIYV then hustles him against the ropes. And is warned about his head by referee Frank Gentile.
Whenever you're dealing with an elusive fighter, you always got to concentrate on the body, and that's exactly what Danny Roman did right there, landing 4-5 good body shots.
Another body shot landed by Roman. That's on with the right hand.
Finding success with those body shots, and they're counter body shots at that. So MJ can't just leap in like he has been doing with his elusiveness and athletic ability, because he's getting countered hard to the body by Roman.
And again, you see some of the dance moves of MJ AXMADALIYV. who decided to be called MJ in part because of his love of Michael Jackson. The other reason he felt people had a tough time pronouncing his first name, MURODJON.
Sure, Joel Diaz, the trainer for AXMADALIYV, said he wants his guy applying smart, effective pressure. I think he's doing the better job in this fight so far.
I know you gave the first 2 rounds to AXMADALIYV. How about the last 2, Chris?
Yeah, I've got it 3 rounds to 1 in favor of AXMADALIYV. He's just landing the cleaner shots. I mean, Roman's doing his best. He's landing some effective punches, but it feels like AXMADALIYV is landing the more clean ones.
You gave that last round to Roman, right?
I did not.
The last round, I think Roman had some pretty good success to the body.
He had his moments. I just thought AXMADALIYV was more consistent.
The thing Roman said was he wanted to be careful early and then break down AXMADALIYV. Again, good body shots there from Roman.
And that's what he did in the last round. He's countering to the body now, and that's what set up that left hook right there. I mean, the left uppercut.
Big left uppercut that landed from Roman. And now back to the body. And Roman is a very confident, poised champion.
He doesn't waste any punches. Calm poker face, but he's ready for the counter. He has the speed to catch you off guard. He has enough power to get your respect, but it's the timing that makes him efficient.
Well, if you want to slow down AXMADALIYV, the best way is to go to that body and see if you can get him to lose a step.
Let's check in with Claudia Treos, who's been chatting with AXMADALIYV's trainer, Joel Diaz.
Thank you, Ryan. I just spoke with Joel Diaz, so I want you guys to look at a change in tactic. At the beginning, AXMADALIYV was looking to frustrate Roman. Now, walking into the 6th and 7th round, he's looking to close the gap, go for the body, and look for the knockout on top.
All right, Claudia, we'll see if MJ can find that.
2 really left hands to the body that AXMADALIYV landed, caught the attention of Roman. So exactly what Claudia says, I can see that MJ's doing that, trying to set up something big upstairs.
The big shots have picked up here in round number 5. Roman stuck that right hand through the mitts, caught a grin from AXMADALIYV. AXMADALIYV reminded to keep these punches up.
I love that by MJ. He went downstairs, it was a little bit low. He got warned and he went right back downstairs. Not discouraged.
Roman. Try to get that right hand in there. And again, looking to get to the body as AXMADALIYV covered up. And then unleashes his own combination up top. Big left hand there from AXMADALIYV. And a couple of big shots and a nice combination to finish round number.
Backing up against the ropes right there.
Oh, and he was hurt in that moment, Serge. He went back to the corner, put his hand up on the ring rope to balance himself out there. That bell might have saved Danny Roman.
That's a bad sign. Anytime a fighter puts his hands on the ropes, it's a sign that something's wrong with him. Either he's tired or he got hurt a little bit.
Given the information Claudia shared moments ago about Joel Diaz wanting AXMADALIYV to put himself in position for a knockout in round 6 and 7, we'll see if AXMADALIYV can take advantage of Roman and the way he was hurt at the end of that 5th round.
You mentioned the poise of Danny Roman as a champion. I mean, he knows this is a 12-round fight, and he may be down right now, but he knows that he's been in these types of fights before, and AXMADALIYV's not. So, opportunity is still there.
See, I like that Roman did right there. He's just punching at AXMADALIYV's elbows and his biceps and shoulders. He knows that it's hard to hit a moving target like this, but if you can just touch anything right now, that's success, and you'll get confidence going into the round.
Roman has talked about the confidence and the way it raises the deeper into the fight he gets with AXMADALIYV. Chris, you talked about his team as well feeling that way. Big left hand there as AXMADALIYV tried to work through the defense of Roman. Joel Diaz saying what he believes is unique about AXMADALIYV is how elusive he is with both hands.
Strong with both hands. And when I asked Joel Diaz, why take this step with only 7 fights against a unified champion like Daniel Roman, it's because Joel Diaz, he knew Daniel Roman from his fights in Ontario when he was with Thompson Promotions. He's seen him come up. So he knows his vulnerabilities and is very confident coming into this fight.
And you also know your own fighter too, right, Sergio? I mean, he knows what he's got in AXMADALIYV. He knows this kid is pretty special.
He said, because he's ready.
Yeah, I told Joel Diaz, so it's basically you have the scouting report on Roman. He says, absolutely, I've seen him coming up the ranks in 4, 6, 8-round fights in the Thompson cards, and that's what gives him this confidence.
AXMADALIYV unloaded to the body, and then an exchange from Roman, who goes back to that uppercut. And then a late punch there from AXMADALIYV, who gets a stern warning at the end. In Danny Roman's corner, Eddie Gonzalez saying, look, I need more activity from you.
Yeah, look, more great advice, I think, is coming from Eddie Gonzalez in Danny Roman's corner. He keeps saying, go to the body. 42% of the punches that Roman lands in his fights are body shots. You're not seeing the same type of commitment in the first half of this fight.
But you got to credit that to AXMADALIYV not giving him a chance to land those body shots. He's moving around the perimeter of the ring, always keeping the fight in the middle of the ring. The agility and athleticism is keeping Roman from landing the high percentage shots.
All right, Chris, through 6 rounds, how do you have it?
I got 4 rounds to 2 in favor of AXMADALIYV. He's been pretty much excellent throughout. Even the rounds that Danny Roman won, I thought they were pretty close. So strong first half of this fight for MJ AXMADALIYV.
Roman trying to pepper the body there of AXMADALIYV. Now AXMADALIYV with his own body shots.
See, AXMADALIYV lands more punches because he's a faster fighter, but the timing is on Daniel Roman's side.
Of AXMADALIYV. Big shot with the right hand from AXMADALIYV after the left set it up.
That was a good, clean combination from AXMADALIYV.
It was a 2-1 from the southpaw stance again. Instead of leading with that jab, he came with the straight left hand just to land a straight right hand. It's an awkward combination, but if you're athletic and your feet can follow your hands, it's actually pretty effective.
And you're starting to see more of that lunging straight left hand from AXMADALIYV these last 2 rounds. He clearly sees something in the guard of Danny Roman that makes him willing to let that punch go.
Because when you're dealing with a fighter like Roman with good technique, he expects a 1-2 coming out of his opponent. He doesn't expect a 2-1.
AXMADALIYV just missed with that counter hook. Roman trying to get back to that body, but AXMADALIYV able to defend. Roman landed a left hand there, right with the body. See the force of AXMADALIYV's left hand. Shot to the body to end the round.
With judges, you've got to take that title away from the champion. You've got to, even though you might be winning a lot of these rounds, you've got to make sure you take that fight over the champion.
And that's what makes him one of the best trainers in boxing.
AXMADALIYV has ascended quickly to this title shot in just his 8th professional fight. Actually fought in a scheduled 10-rounder in only his 4th pro fight. Highly irregular. With his extensive amateur career, he has been hurried along here in the pros as he chucks Roman against the ropes and then is reminded by Frank Gentile that's not okay.
And it's become almost the norm for a lot of these fighters with these deep amateur backgrounds coming from some of these former Soviet countries to take fights to early on to be fast-tracked in their career. You saw it at the highest level with Vasily Lomachenko. You're seeing it at another level here with AXMADALIYV.
Sergio, what do you need to see more of from Roman?
Well, before that, and to touch on that, Chris, not only is AXMADALIYV from those Eastern European countries that usually stand real stiff behind the good 1-2, he's breaking all those rules. MJ is. He's more moving around the ring and using speed and angles. That's not the Eastern European way, fighting behind the jab, more stiff.
No, and he fights with a flair to his style, where he keeps his hands down a lot, he moves, dances in the ring.
Well, from Roman, Ryan, I want to see more jabs and, of course, body shots. But he needs a sense of a little bit of urgency here. He needs to... The fight's not slipping away from him, but he might be behind on points according to the Chris Mannix scorecard. But I do think MJ is in control of the fight, so a little bit more pressure and body shot, just like that, countering everything downstairs.
See, according to CompuBox, through 7 rounds, Roman has thrown and landed a higher number of punches and a higher percentage. That's sort of what you're talking about, Chris, in regard to those power punches. In regard to Joel Diaz and the advice he's giving in the corner of AXMADALIYV. Even though you feel good, sometimes you really got to wrestle those belts away. Big left hand there from AXMADALIYV. And again with the left. As Roman, you can see trying to get that uppercut through.
That's his best punch. It's up there.
Oh, there was a big left-handed uppercut from Roman as he timed it perfectly that time.
Sergio, you brought this up last round. That uppercut has been there for Roman these last few rounds, landed at least 3 of them in this round so far.
Big left hand to the body from AXMADALIYV, and then a left hand up top. Outstanding activity and a late shot there from Danny Roman, who says, "My bad."
You want to take the title away from the champion.
In round 9, Chris, you set the table early on about the thought would be these could be the rounds where Danny Roman uses that veteran experience to close out the fight and perhaps retain the belts. Maybe we saw some of that towards the end of the 8th round.
Yeah, well, it's the great unknown with AXMADALIYV, who has only been past the 6th round just once. Now, in that one fight, when we went past the 6th round, he was excellent at putting on pressure later in the rounds. And I've got AXMADALIYV up right now, but Roman still has definitely enough time to close the gap.
Nice combination. And how about the exchange there from Danny Roman and MURODJON AXMADALIYV? With that flair you both were talking about as he veered away from Roman. Known for dancing after his victories. Obviously wants that opportunity tonight in Miami. Left-right catches from the midst of AXMADALIYV. Right-hand counter from Roman.
Roman has been doing everything he needs to do as far as countering the punches. Just right now, MJ is a little bit too athletic, not giving him a chance to land anything. But see, that's effective work right there. Body shots and uppercuts by Roman.
We've seen some very effective uppercuts from Danny Roman over the last couple of rounds. Again, tried to work that uppercut through. unloaded on Roman there. AXMADALIYV warned to watch the elbow. As the 9th round comes to a close.
Roman, bad place for a cut. Let's see if these final 2 rounds, it becomes a factor.
Sergio, you were very excited for this fight. How has it played out compared to what you were anticipating seeing between these two fighters?
I expected it to be a little bit more physical, and with that, a little bit more violent. But AXMADALIYV hasn't given Roman that opportunity to do that. It's still intense fight, but there's one person that's in charge right now. That's MJ AXMADALIYV with his boxing and not letting Roman set his feet to get those power shots.
Roman trying to set up those power shots, and once again AXMADALIYV able to athletically swing away.
It's an intense fight, but it's not a physically intense fight because AXMADALIYV's doing the right thing, not letting it become a physical fight.
You can see the blood protruding from that cut that Chris was talking about. Let's check in with Claudia Trejos.
Thank you, Ryan. I just spoke with Joel Diaz. He says the cut is not even a factor. He thinks it's not an issue. It's not really swollen, so it shouldn't cause any issues for AXMADALIYV.
So that cut, not an issue for AXMADALIYV, but will that cut in the right eye of Roman be an issue? We shall see.
Yeah, the AXMADALIYV cut well below the eye line on that cheekbone almost. The Roman cut, Sergio, you're going to test this, probably the worst possible spot right on that eye line.
Yeah, it could be a bad cut, especially if the eye starts swelling.
Nice combination there from AXMADALIYV. Oh, and another big left hand from AXMADALIYV.
You know, if nothing else, AXMADALIYV looks like he's in incredible condition for this fight. As we work here in the end of the 10th round, he looks as fresh as he did in the first couple.
But he's getting a little bit more aggressive. Both of them are getting a little bit more aggressive. More of the physical fight that I was expecting.
And this is as deep as AXMADALIYV has ever been in a fight. Not seen a 10th round. See the blood around the right eye of Danny Roman. AXMADALIYV with the combination. Started with one to the body.
Now it's Roman backing up, fighting off the back foot. Trying to counter the more aggressive AXMADALIYV coming forward.
Tried that uppercut. AXMADALIYV then peppers the body. And again, the flurry unleashed from MJ AXMADALIYV.
Be busier, you got to throw more punches.
Chris, what does your scorecard look like at this point?
Well, I thought AXMADALIYV his last couple of rounds asserted himself once again and has given himself a pretty commanding 97-93 lead on my card.
AXMADALIYV power boxing at its best right here because he's not strictly moving and trying to pick off the shots. He's being aggressive at times, going the body, going forward. He actually backed up Roman in that last round.
Nice shot there. Big left hand from AXMADALIYV. Roman trying to punch through it.
Stop, I got you. Box.
Championship rounds with the WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight title on the line. Well, you are right, Chris. AXMADALIYV appears to be in outstanding shape. Roman was trying to work back to that uppercut, didn't quite have the angle.
Not much jabs from either of these boxers.
A little less activity so far in this 11th round.
If you're AXMADALIYV, this is a round that maybe you want to take off, but if you're Roman, there's no time for you to take off any rounds. In quiet rounds like these, you should be putting the pressure and trying to take this fight to MJ AXMADALIYV.
Left hand to the body from AXMADALIYV.
It's the same left hand that he landed earlier on Roman.
And again going to the body. Don't put. 11 rounds in the books. Saying, I'm not sure how it's going, to be honest.
No, and you know what? They're telling him the truth. Eddie Gonzalez is telling him the truth. And that's the reason Eddie Gonzalez told us he didn't want this fight for Roman. But here we are in the last round. And he needs to do something here. He needs to hurt MJ AXMADALIYV.
Roman getting to that uppercut. He's able to stick it through the midst of AXMADALIYV. AXMADALIYV dancing around. You would think he would feel pretty confident with his current standing on the scorecard. Much different position than the one that Danny Roman would find himself in. As Roman goes back to the uppercut, doubles up on it, and then hits the body.
And those have been the most effective shots for Danny Roman. Going to the uppercut and digging down to the body. Those he needs to be throwing more and more this round to try to get something big.
See if he has something big in him. AXMADALIYV has not been down in his young pro career. Again, Roman hunting that uppercut. Taking at the body and back to the uppercut.
This is what I expected from Roman earlier in the fight. Pressuring, backing up MJ AXMADALIYV to the body and coming upstairs with 4, 5, 6 punch combinations, putting the pressure on him, not letting him breathe.
Yeah, I agree, Sergio. This first 2 minutes of this final round has been kind of vintage Danny Roman. We didn't see much of this. At least not consistent enough throughout the fight.
Now Roman again going back to that uppercut. Some of the most effective work we have seen from Danny Roman tonight coming in this 12th and final round. It isn't too little too late for Danny Roman.
And this is why a lot of people in the business question this fight. Why would Roman take this chance on this Olympian, this really brilliant boxer puncher in AXMADALIYV? And now we're seeing that exactly what people saw, and this is why they had him the favorite.
Final 10 seconds of the 12th and final round. Big exchange. Roman and AXMADALIYV teeing off, and that is it.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we get a nice round of applause out here for both of these fighters? After 12 rounds of action, we go to the judges' score totals. They read as follows. Rodolfo Aguilar, 115-113, Roman. Carlos Sucre, 115-113, AXMADALIYV. Nelson Vasquez scores this contest 115-113 for your winner by split decision. And the new unified WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight Champion of the world, MURODJON, MJ AXMADALIYV.
Well, a new champion, MJ AXMADALIYV, a winner by split decision as Danny Roman took the risk and ended up paying the price.
Took the risk, but it wasn't Roman's. Someone had to tell Roman maybe the best choice here is not to face an unknown fighter with this much pedigree, this kind of style. It was going to be very difficult to beat AXMADALIYV.